I've already taken still photos of the pictures, but I like to do a walk around just to point out some stuff and just do paint meter measurements as well. So that way we can see how nice this truck is. This paint meter reads in the thousandths of an inch. This is going to be four thousandths of an inch. So four, 5. Okay, good solid readings. Looks like we don't have an antenna mast here. A windshield. But from what I can see, I don't see any obvious chips or cracks or delamination. Body lines look pretty good. The grill, I like just tapping it a little bit, make sure everything's all nice and secure. Here you can see where the cloudiness on the lens. That can actually be cleaned. There's a service out there that can take care of that. But the important part, as far as where the light would beam out of, is nice and clear. Let's see, hooks nice and secure. Get some more paint meter readings. 4.5 door, 5. So these are solid readings. Don't see any obvious signs of like any Bondo or anything like that. So it looks like it's just straight paint to metal. Also like to get a quick look at the wheel well, especially when we have this much room to work with. And actually have to kind of zoom it in and out of here, or actually move it up and down to cover the whole thing. So I always like to try to get as many views as possible. You never know what I'll pick up here. And then here's tire. I already got the still photos of this, but here are the readings here. Let's get the middle one here. Okay, so that looks like at about 10 millimeters. The wear looks fairly even. These are Bridgestones 225/70. Let's see, 19.5s radials, and manufacture date looks like it's 2017 on these, if I'm reading that correctly. Outside mirror, nice and sturdy. The door glass, didn't see any scratches or blemishes. Just little scuffs there. Door, always like to get how that opens and closes. Looks pretty solid. It doesn't drop. And then I'll be taking pictures of these decals as well, and the door jamb. Okay. Just a quick look at the interior. Typically don't do interior shots, but seeing how I'm here, dome lights working. I'm going to check all the electronics, make sure everything works. Windshield wipers, horn. Looks like it's got a radio and whatever other functions it has. But so far it looks pretty clean. I've already looked at the bin area. I opened that up, locked it and unlocked it. I've unlatched the gates here, both sides. They don't drop, nice and solid. Okay, rear wheel. All right, Bridgestones as well, 225/70 art, 19.5s, and let's see, DOT I'm not seeing here. And then just let's give you a quick look of the underside here. And I still have to review this as well. Okay. Pigtail here is still intact. I don't know how these guys operate the tailgate here for me. I'm not sure how to do it, and I don't want to experiment at their expense. Nor do I want to set back this sale if I happen to ruin something, right? So I am mindful of that. I still need to check all the lights. And here's a view of the bed on here. I've checked the openings here on the sides as well. Another view of the oh, here's some information on the Tommy lift and the switch panel. Welds look professionally done. And then here's a view of the underside. Shot of the tires. You get my little tire meter here. And so there's a lot of meat on here. So we're about 8.5 mil. 8 mil. Floorboards look good. 225/70, 19.5s. And don't see the DOT number on this one here. Okay. All right, but moving on. Just more view of the underside. Okay. And let's get some open and close. Nice and solid. Okay, good. And let's get some paint meter readings really quick here. All right, a little blemish there. Maybe an old decal. 4, 4.5, 6. 5.5. Outside mirror, great shape. And I think I got the fender already, but 5, 4. Right side tire. Get my little gauge here. We're at 8 mil, 9, and 8. So 8 seems to be the lowest point. Okay. And a shot of the underside, or the wheel well area. Okay, and Bridgestones as well, 225/70, 19.5s. All right, moving on. This is gonna be my third time starting it, but the other times were just short runs, just to position the vehicle where I can do the inspection. I like to capture this on video and on still photos, so that way we can see that all of the indicator lights come up when I turn on the ignition. Once I start it, it should cycle through its self-diagnostic system, and then ultimately turn off if everything is working without issue. So here we go. So key on. We see all the gauges flicker now, right? Airbag light is on. Not sure if I saw the check engine light on, but I'll just review the video there. Let's see here, and here we go. So it starts right up, same with the other 2 times when it was stone cold. Just within a click or 2, it seemed to fire up. Let's see here, temperature, we'll have to keep an eye on that because I'll let it warm up. And then fuel gauge, from what I can see, is relatively low. RPM is we're sitting around 500. And let's go into the engine bay area. Actually, we're gonna go to the exhaust. What I like to check for is any signs of abnormal smoke. Being a diesel, we always we do expect to see some black smoke coming out. That's permissible, right? To an extent. But what I'm checking for is any type of other colors like white, gray, blue. And I'm sure there's some other colors that I'm forgetting, and that all means something, but seems to be doing pretty good here. Make sure it's just that one exhaust tip there. Go to the other side. Okay, yeah, so just that one exhaust on the right side. Okay, going to the engine bay area. Everything sounds normal, right, for a diesel. I don't hear any abnormal knocking noises or tapping noises coming from the top end. Got photos of all the fluid levels there. Brake, coolant, brake or batteries. Looks like they've serviced that a little bit and applied some anti-corrosive fluid on there or treatment. I'll take a look at that. I'll get underneath and I'll see if I can take a look at the engine belt. I get to see it from the top side, but I want to see if I can get a better view. This video here, I'll have to review myself later on to see if there's anything that jumps out at me. But so far, everything looking pretty solid. Even the hood light works. So that's even little things like that I like to see. Right, setting down. So I've been driving a couple of miles already, and just verified the operation. I went through the transmission manually. That worked out fine. I left it in drive, and it did go through all the gears up until 6. There was no hesitation, no slipping, and that operated well. Right now, I'm in the center aisle, and let's see here. Let me let go of this steering wheel. Well, no clunks or clanks going over the bumps. Okay, so it just veers a little bit to the right, as you can see it's doing right now. Also, when I step on the brakes, which I'll do right now, hold on 1 second. Let me get over these bumps real quick. And let me step on the brakes on the right here. Okay, so stop straight. Just driving with hands-free, it does veer a little bit to the right, but it's nothing where it's exaggerated, where I let go of the steering wheel and just shoots to the curb. I've checked the blinkers already. The AC is blowing cold, heater works, radio works, except the display doesn't illuminate, but I think I was able to get AM and FM radio. I think the AC is blowing cold, if I haven't mentioned that already. Horn works, windshield wipers work. I checked the operations already, and let me see here. Nope, not streaky. Sun visors are all intact. When I get back, we're going to check the lights, and then I still need to check the operation of the lift gate. The gentleman didn't know how to do it, so we're going to ask Mike when I get back to see if he knows what the dealio is there. And just checking here. The cup holder there, it is broken. The flap goes all the way down, so maybe when I get that fixed, I know how that important it is to have cup holders. Interior is in great shape. Here's a view of the gauges, and I'm gonna head back. And but yeah, acceleration's good, transmission good, brakes good. Don't hear any whining noises or wheel bearing noises or anything like that. So heading back.